MsiAssembly Table. The MsiAssembly Table specifies Windows installer settings for Microsoft Net Framework assemblies and Win32 assemblies. For more information, see installation of assemblies to the global assembly cache and installation of Win32 assemblies. On Windows XP, Windows Installer can install Win32 assemblies as side-by-side assemblies. For more information, see the Side-by-Side Assembly API. Windows 2000. This feature is not supported. The MsiAssembly Table has the following columns. Columns component: the key into the component table that specifies the Windows installer component that contains this assembly. The value in this field must not be set to null. The component key path field in the component table must not be null. For Win32 assemblies, the component key path cannot be the manifest file that is specified in File Manifest. The manifest can be the key path for a Net Framework or policy assembly. Feature key into the feature table. When the assembly must be installed by a feature installation, Windows Installer installs the feature pointed to by this field. File manifest: an external key into the file table that specifies the file that contains the manifest for a Net Framework assembly or Win32 assembly. For a Win32 assembly, do not specify this file as the component key path file in the key path field of the component table. File application: to install the assembly at a private location, enter the key path file for the assembly component in this field. This is the value that appears in the key path field of the component table. The installer can then install the assembly to the directory structure of the component that is specified in the directory table. This field must be null if the assembly is to be installed into the global assembly cache. Attribute: enter a value of 1 for a Win32 assembly. Enter a value of 0 for a Net Framework assembly. If the attributes column is null, the installer treats the assembly as a Net Framework assembly. Remarks: if there is at least one entry in the MsiAssembly table, the install execute sequence table must contain the MsiPublisassembly action and MsiUnPublisassembly action. Because assemblies cannot be rolled back after they are committed, Windows Installer uses a two-step installation process. The interfaces to the assemblies are created during the installation operations that are generated by the MsiPublisassembly action. The assemblies are not committed until successful execution of the install finalize action. This means that if you author a custom action or resource that relies on the assembly, it must be sequenced after the install finalize action. For example, if you need to start a service that depends on an assembly in the global assembly cache, you must schedule the starting of that service after the install finalize action. This means you cannot use the SRVIC control table to start the service. Instead, you must use a custom action that is sequenced after install finalize. Validation: ICE 06, ICE 66, ICE 94.